without objection. Senator Welch.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and I share the concern about small airports that Senator Sullivan just mentioned. I want to start by thanking Mr. Whitaker. He had a short time, but a big impact. And it's extraordinary to hear from everyone from Senator Cruz to folks who are on the panel paying tribute to the excellent job he did as the FAA administrator. And I'm very, very sorry to lose him. We're proud of him. He's a Vermonter, but proud primarily because of the extraordinary job that he did in creating confidence among all of the folks who are keeping our skies safe. I have a few questions, Mr. Acapelli. I want to ask you, on these shortages that we're trying to deal with, I know the FAA is really hard at work at implementing changes to deal with the air traffic controller shortage, and it takes time, especially 3,000 ATC staffers overnight can't be hired. But the ongoing shortage is really hurting us in Burlington, Vermont at the Leahy International Airport in Burlington, and it's resulted, we understand, in the slot waivers for the New York area airports. That's been really detrimental to us, but also to other small airports around the country. Last year, JetBlue terminated service routes from Leahy Burlington International Airport to JFK. That's a real problem for us. We had a lot of folks that wanted to come from JFK to Burlington and from Burlington to JFK. So I want to just ask, what's your confidence about the capacity for swift implementation of the ATC workforce provisions, included in the FAA Reauthorization Act? And will the FAA be able to lift the New York City slot waivers by the end of the waiver period, which is slated for October 2025?
Thank you, Senator. To start with the slot question, we don't know. I don't know that they'll be able to do that. I don't know if it's based solely on staffing or if there's some commitment with the airlines. NACA's not involved in the.
But we're sort of in it now. And do you have any assessment of the progress that's being made that gives you any capacity to be confident that the
as far as the training
will be met?
The training and hiring of air traffic controllers is an ongoing effort. It is going to take years of sustained focus to ensure that we continue to hire. Now, the FAA reauthorization bill requires max hiring for 5 years because that's the length of the bill. And honestly, if it was a 10-year bill, it would have to be 10 years. Because as we hire and we lose through attrition, as we hire, we lose for retirement and those who are unsuccessful. But to your question, Senator, we are focused along with the ATO and the FAA in ensuring that those who do get hired receive the best quality training we can to ensure the most success that we can to address those issues you're talking about.
Well, I'll just implore you to stay on it because you weren't able, obviously, and I respect that, to give us confidence that those slot waivers will be dealt with so that we can get service back to New York City. So that's really, really important to us in Vermont. There's also, with the smaller airports, the need for upgrades of equipment and facilities. At our airport in Burlington, the tower was built in the 80s, and it's considered to be relatively new for a small airport. But we've had significant expansions at the airport, and at the tower, you can't see the entire airport. We've got $17.8 billion in the FAA Reauthorization Act to fund the modernization of key technologies. My question to you is, as we continue to implement the FAA Reauthorization Act, how can the FAA better coordinate with smaller regional airports to ensure its technology and facilities are being consistently maintained and upgraded?
Well, thank you for that, Senator. I think the best way for us to do is continue to stay involved with the FAA and having our experts work with the FAA, whether it be in the ATO or any other line of business that oversees the deployment of new technologies. We do have a good number of professionals out there working with the FAA now and their counterparts who are either in the engineering or the other modernization departments. And we do make sure we are focused on where does it need to be deployed, and are we getting it to where it needs to be as quickly as we can. But there are limitations to how much we can get accomplished, as was previously discussed.
Good, thank you. I yield back.